Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel podcast. Welcome to Anarchy Brewery. As always, you can scan that QR code or hit the link in the description to get yourselves some war beer and support war flags in the process. You can see that nice little tower to the side of both of us. They have unfortunately sold out of the old League Cup final special cans.
Been there quick, man.
But Lucky Michael last week was involved. He had a giveaway.
Congratulations. Has he collected it?
I do believe they've been dropped off, so well done to him. Hope you enjoyed them cans. Sure, he kept one of them for a souvenir at least on the old design. But that is the focus of this evening's podcast. Funny enough, the Carabao Cup final is just a few days away. And I tell you what, Keg, I've been around town today. I've been in Gosforth and stuff, and I've been feeling the buzz. The amount of places now with all the decorations up, the Away the Lads, Wembley 2025, the drawings, the artwork, the pictures. It's just been absolutely class. And after last night, there's a bit of belief going around the city. When I've been talking to fans, a few people stopping us today, having a bit of crap with them and that, and they're saying, like, hey, Matty, I think we might be doing it. Like, it's funny, innit? We mentioned it. We did mention it on the podcast. This is what we said last week. Because we were on a crap run and Liverpool on a great run. There was no chance. Never going to do it. Now we've had a win, they've had a loss. Everyone's like, actually,
scraped by 16th place West Ham. they got beat on penalties by one of the best teams in the world. But we're going to do it now.
It's a bad man.
Confidence is in women.
Well, it is, hopefully. And it's not in Liverpool, but we'll talk about all that in just a bit. I think we may as well start with that West Ham game on Monday night then. Like you said, it was a 1-0 scraper against 16th place West Ham.
Smash and grab.
But West Ham had been on a bit of a turn of form. I mean, they did beat Arsenal at the Emirates. Potter was doing all right, but I mean, listen, they have been struggling this season. But Newcastle had been struggling in recent weeks. I went there and everyone was worrying about how we're going to get on. Our Premier League form has dipped since getting to the final, and everyone's worrying about injuries or suspensions. Listen, you've offered me that the other night. 3 points, clean sheet. No injuries, no suspensions.
That's the main.
Happy days.
Yeah. They're the main ticking points. Like, we achieved all them. The other one could have been a good performance, a stellar performance, well played them off the park, absolutely battered them, going to the Liverpool game full of confidence after a great performance. But that's kind of tarting it up a little bit, really, innit? It's like, it's all nice. You obviously want to see a good performance. You want to see we play well. But yeah, that's the one game probably this season where you can say, I don't really give a shit about the performance, to be fair. The main things were basically not getting anyone injured or suspended. On top of that, we got the 3 points. We kept a clean sheet. What more do you want? A good performance would have been nice, but who cares?
Because I tell you what, if we can do that on Sunday, take that, no?
Yeah.
Take it.
Absolutely.
Great.
I don't give a shit how we play. 1-0, smash and grab, neither.
Well, that's exactly what Liverpool did in Paris, though, last week.
Yeah.
Now they've been beaten at Anfield on pens, and on the night as well, 1-0. But in Paris, they were getting battered all game. Alisson making loads of saves, and then they'll go up the end in the 90th minute and score a goal. I mean, you can give me that on Sunday where Salah was peppering us all day long, and we go up the other end and Joelinton scores a winner in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
No one cares. No one's ever going to remember. No one's ever going to remember.
No one's going to cry about, but we didn't play very well at Wembley.
No one's
Did we
going to
lift the trophy at the end?
Yeah.
That's what we went for. And no one went for a 5-star performance. We went to lift the fucking cup. If we did it, then happy days.
But even, in 2 years' time, 20 years' time, no one's going to say, remember that time Newcastle beat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup? But, it wasn't the best performance. Only had 20% possession. No one's going to care. Nobody cares. No one's going to know.
It's like if England won the Euros.
Exactly. It was the worst tournament ever.
Absolutely shit in every single game. But if we won the Euros in 60 years' time, is anyone going to say, remember when England won the Euros in 2024? But we didn't play very well, though. So?
Nah. I know. You don't get an extra trophy playing well. Just have the one trophy.
Yes, I played well performance. Good, well done.
But West Ham, it wasn't obviously the greatest performance or the prettiest to watch. It was quite a tough watch, to be honest with you.
It wasn't great.
I think the best thing was their keeper's save when it was looping in.
Oh, yeah.
And he clawed it away. Then Isak put it over. That was a great save, to be fair. But apart from that, there wasn't much to shout home about.
Nah, it wasn't. It was a bit of a bland game, wasn't it, really? I think West Ham's kind of far enough away from getting into really bad trouble against relegation.
Exactly.
So they're not really too bothered. I think they would have quite happily played for a 0-0 or a 1-1. And we just didn't want to get anyone injured or suspended. We were just trying to hit that smash and grab, just scrape through when we did. So it was a bit of a void game. It's definitely not one that's going to live long in the memory. I did see Pope flying out for a header on the edge of the box. I was like, don't do it, man.
He never learns. He never learns.
Yeah, that could have been an interesting point, but probably would have started. We're probably going to start Dubrovka anyway, so don't really matter. But yeah, like I say, it was a bit of a boring game. Not one that's going to live long in the memory. The game before cup final, we took it easy. We're running the risk of a few injuries. We know Isaac's been kind of in and out of just having a bit of a niggle recently. Went off early with just a bit of fatigue, I think Eddie Howe said. But I think everyone else came through fine. And yeah, that's the main thing. We've already lost Gordon. We've already lost Hall. We know we're not going to have Botman. So yeah, just don't get anyone else done, man.
Yeah, that was the main pleasing thing. That it is a bit of a worry. We'll touch on it more in the predicted 11 for the final later in the show. But the Isaac situation where he has came off once again in another game, forced off really with that fatigue, is a concern about how sharp he will be. But listen, on the night, on Monday night, I could have done without the game, to be honest. I think everyone was kind of, a couple of people even forgot what playing. But kind of and obviously the players, Bruno had a great interview after the game saying, we're not going to lie, it has distracted us.
Yeah.
Like it did the last time. Clearly had one eye on the final, but at least we got that win because the most important thing was to climb that Premier League table again.
Oh, yeah.
After the weekend's results, we're ninth. Which shows how tight it is now that we're now sixth, joint fifth with Man City on 47, I think it is.
It's a mad league this year.
It's crazy, man. Especially that European block. That European block, I've never seen anything like it. From
even like Fulham in 10th. Like third and 10th.
Third and 10th.
So few points between them.
It really is. So it was a big win. It was an important win. Was there anyone that impressed you then? Because obviously Harvey Barnes came in. He did get an assist for Bruno.
Yeah.
Getting the goal. Anyone you thought looked good, looked lively, want to watch, who could impress on Sunday?
I think all eyes were on Harvey Barnes because of obviously Gordon being out, and we've got the big final on Sunday. So all eyes were on Harvey Barnes, and I thought he done well. I don't think it was his best performance. I think if we were looking for like a standout performance, he wasn't amazing, but I thought he was really lively in the first half. Like regardless of end quality, I thought he was really lively. He was putting himself about. He was cutting in as he likes to do, just as Gordon does as well. He had like a header at the near post that he kind of powered on target. So I thought he had a really good game. To be fair, not like I said, not his best. It wasn't a really good game, but I think he did all right. I think it was probably an underrated performance, to be honest, because he didn't really set the world alight. But he did get the assist for the winner. So. Happy days, but I thought Tonali really stood out. I thought his energy and getting around the pitch, putting himself about, the miles and the distance that he covered. Jesus.
Unbelievable.
Handsome player.
That Ferrari, that engine on him. Because I was watching the Liverpool game last night and, Szoboszlai was getting a lot of credit for his engine, how much grass he covers, and Tonali's the same, man. It could be a really interesting battle at midfield on Sunday because we had John Gibson on the channel the other night at Fleet Street, and he was saying he thinks that's where the game is going to be won or lost in midfield. And we're going to have ours turn up. Obviously, Joe Linton was back then, and Tonali was superb, and Bruno got the winner.
Yeah.
Good to see the captain on the
score
sheet.
The midfield three was really, really good.
Good to see the captain back on the score sheet, and the best part of all was the singing at the end. Bruno and Joe Linton getting involved in the EIEIOs and the Tell Me Mammy Ma. I mean, to have the Brazilians so invested in the club, in the city, it's unreal, man, isn't it?
Singing even little Geordie Frizz Tell Me Ma. Did anyone explain to him how to properly say that?
No.
It's meant Tell Me Mammy Ma. That's class coming from two Brazilians. It is meant and we know this. It's not new news to us. I think maybe it's because the Sky cameras panned in up close on their face, so the whole country and the world could see the world singing our songs with little Geordie paraphrases in there. It's special, and that's why we spoke a lot in the summer when he was linked to Man City and stuff. He wouldn't be appreciated. No one would really give a shit. I don't think he would stand out that much, but he loves it. He's our captain. He's singing our songs, and him and Joe Linton that big names and faces within our fan base, and we absolutely love them, and you can feel the feeling's mutual. They love the city, us as fans. It is special to have people that really do get it, because you could go to any London club and nobody really give a shit who you are. Probably the same in Manchester. I think it was it Robin van Persie? I think when he moved to Manchester, he was quite surprised that no one gave a shit who he was, or maybe he was getting more recognised. Sorry, I think it was the other way around, because when he was at Arsenal, no one stopped him in the street and out.
Really?
So he was starting to get a little bit more recognised in Man United. But again, he could walk down the street relatively normally.
I suppose because you've got like music artists, there, actors, everything in it. So like
teams,
loads of teams, loads of players.
Yeah, but up in Newcastle, like we live and breathe our football. It's a relatively small city in comparison to some of the other UK cities. So yeah, and we're one club. There's no United City. There's not the 9 million London clubs. So yeah, like one club, one city, small city. A city that lives and breathes that football, working class city, like them to come here and proper embrace us. It's special, and we've had them in the past, like people like Rafa. Like Rafa really got us. I didn't even think he'd moved here. To be fair, I think he was still living in Liverpool, wasn't he? But like he really loved it. And Kennedy did. Like
Kennedy,
as Kennedy was, like he didn't want to move
his loan spell.
Yeah, after his loan spell. But yeah, like I think people do. Like loads of people do. Like loads of people in the past. Like you said, people coming like Tino in Hooters at the weekend, and you get like loads of people keep coming back, like people that aren't Newcastle fans, like Warren Barton, Les Ferdinand, like people always have like positive things to say about Newcastle, like long after they leave.
They do. Even when you talk about Rafa there, I remember Rondon. He was saying, "I'll always be a joy." I tell you what,
he's only there one season on loan.
Exactly, number 9 though. He was class for us, wasn't he? Played out his skin for us. I'll tell you what though as well. You had a birthday today for Alan St. Maximin. Happy birthday, Maxie.
He's another one. Yeah, he
responded to tweets today where people were saying happy birthday and he was saying like black and white forever.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So amazing, man, isn't it?
Even Jose Mourinho, who's never had anything to do with this club, calls himself a little magpie.
Because of how much Bobby told him how amazing it was.
Yeah, never worked there a day in his life.
Yeah.
Mad.
And on that Bruno interview that I mentioned before, he did say at full time, the Carabao Cup final is the World Cup final us. We know how much it means. It's a final. Anything can happen. I believe our fans can make the difference. And he said it has been a distraction. It's massive for the club's history. We want to be a part of it. We are going to play against one of the best teams in the world. But I have confidence in us. And I'm hopeful we can go to Wembley and lift the trophy. Big statement, that. The World Cup final for us.
Yeah. Maybe it's a bit of an overstatement, but
like the Euros, maybe. Just because it's been 70, but yes.
I get what he's saying. Like, yeah, like it's been far too long. Like we are, like people of other fan bases will argue whether Newcastle are or aren't a big team. We know we're a big team, but for a team as big as us, regardless of what you think of, a 70-year void of trophies is ridiculous. It's quite pathetic and embarrassing from our team. Like, as fans of our team, we've got to say, like, it's a piss take that the team's like taking this long to actually win anything. We got to a final last year, 2 years ago. We thought that was it. Like, we were really confident. We were going at the game. We had the flags and all sorts. Like, we had like the fan base out in their full colours and stuff, but didn't go our way. So now it's another one. I think it's a harder game. Like, I'm probably a little less confident in this than I was against Man United 2 years ago because of the opposition. I think I think Man United were better 2 years ago. I mean, they were definitely better 2 years ago than what they are now.
They went bottom half.
Yeah, but even so, like, this Liverpool team's still much better than what they were 2 years ago. So yeah, it's a tough game, but I think that makes it even better. Like, if you win, it feels that much sweeter. Like, it's not like we're kind of scraped through playing shite opposition. Like, we beat Arsenal to get here.
Yeah, and Chelsea.
Beat Chelsea to get here.
Brentford.
And now we've got the biggest team in the Premier League at the minute. One of the biggest teams in the world right now. So, yeah, like, we've done well to get here. Like, you want a big boy. You don't want, like West Ham or someone like that. Like, you want to, like, go into it with a bit of a challenge, which makes winning it all the sweeter.
Well, you definitely would have earned it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, when you talk about that run to the final, not a much harder one you're going to get that.
It really is.
Forest away for the first game.
Yeah.
And, you know, we did have Wimbledon, I think. Didn't we? Was that the FA Cup? Wimbledon? It was Wimbledon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Forest, Wimbledon, Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal. Is that right?
2 legs against Arsenal.
So, honestly, the teams that we've competed with there, when we did play Chelsea, they were second in the league or something, I think. They were right up there.
And as I was saying before, like, even if we play shit, who cares?
No one cares.
No one cares. Doesn't matter at all.
Don't care. But I will be some victory for Newcastle. I think you're right that 2 years ago, I looked at it and I thought, we're going to get this. We need it. We want it. But it was too emotional, wasn't it? 2 years ago, it was too emotional.
Too long of a wait.
Look at what it was like when it was the quarters and the semis, Leicester, Southampton. This year, when we beat Arsenal, it wasn't even that much of a fanfare on the pitch.
Yeah.
It was way more like celebrations and stuff. Dan Burn dancing and that.
Yeah.
Getting to the semis, getting to the final.
Like we'd won it. Yeah, we're celebrating like we'd won it.
I think we'll learn a lot from that from 2 years ago, and I think we'll go to this game hopefully a lot more measured and composed. Bruno is saying there that obviously know how important it is, saying that it's like a World Cup final.
Yeah.
You hope that pressure that that statement doesn't get them, but I think it can rise them to it.
Yeah.
You hope it's going to be the latter where they know how much it means that they go for it.
No,
We have to go for it.
Everyone knows.
We have to go for it because last night put a tweet out saying the way we have to play against Liverpool. And it's easy seeing it when PSG are doing it because they do have much quicker fullbacks, a better defence and stuff. We know that. Usman Dembele and that. But we showed at St James's Park in the 3-3. That's the way to play against them. Not what we did at Anfield a couple of weeks ago. I know no Isaac and we just sat back, didn't try.
Yeah.
But don't do what we did against Man U 2 years ago. We just froze.
Yeah.
We have to go at them. We have to be direct. We have to be aggressive. We have to play our game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We really do.
Yeah, I think like Pope not being there 2 years ago, having third or was even fourth choice carriers. I don't even know where he ranked in my goalkeeper ratings at the time, but I think that was a big thing. I think that we were just I think it really got into our head. We lived up to it so much. We say celebrating getting there as if we'd already won it, but then we'll lose my number one keeper and we haven't even got my number two keeper. Maybe he's not even my number three keeper.
I was playing for them.
I literally, I think that really, really knocked our confidence. So, yeah, I think there's always success in defeat. I think it just depends on your mentality and how you overcome it. I think losing can almost be a good thing in hindsight because I really do think losing that game, especially if we win on Sunday, I think. I'm happy we lost 2 years ago. I think it's going to be a real kick up the arse and that confidence boost. You tasted the cup, but you didn't get it. So now you're more hungry for it. You want it.
I agree.
Yeah. So boxers like Conor McGregor, Anthony Joshua. When you go on a long unbeaten spell, you're just kind of going through fights. I'm going to win this piece of piss. Blah blah blah. Knocking people out. But then when you lose, it's whoa. Shit, I need to get back to basics here. I need to correct this. Make sure that this doesn't happen again. I need to get better. I have a reference to the Super Bowl just gone in February. The quarterback that won the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, lost the Super Bowl 2 years ago to the same opposition, and his phone screensaver was the other team winning the trophy.
I like it.
Yeah, so that was his screensaver, watching someone else win the trophy that he lost.
Motivation.
And that's his motivation. He's seen that on his screensaver every single day. He's like, that's never, ever going to happen to me again. So 2 years later, gets back to the Super Bowl, wins it.
We should be doing that at the training ground right now, actually. Do you know how we put the dressing room photos up of us winning all the time?
Yeah.
Just have that one there where, remember, Bruno was crying at full time.
Have whoever
last time.
Was it Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, or whoever left the cup,
celebrating
put that picture on the wall
there and be that could have been you. Could have been you. Now make it you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it needs to be on Sunday. You need to have that hunger back because they'll know, like you said 2 years ago, what it feels like walking out of Wembley as losers. It must be awful, man, when you're that losing side and you see the other team jumping about the place, popping champagne, celebrating on the stand, and you're just watching there, and then you're back in the dressing room, and you're down, you can hear the music playing in the dressing room, everyone's jumping about, cheering.
You'll never want to have that feeling ever again, so make sure that it doesn't.
And it is obviously huge credit to the players and Eddie Howe and the coach and staff and everybody for getting to the second final in the matter of a couple of years.
Quick,
But you don't want to take this for granted, we'll do it again next year or 2 years' time.
Yeah, if we lose this, and we'll just come back next year.
Because I was talking to people who went to the finals in the 90s, and they were saying the same thing.
Yeah.
In the late 90s when they got beat, they were like, it doesn't matter, we'll go get back next year. And then they did get back next year, lost again.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, it's coming, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We've been there twice, it's coming, it's just a matter of time. And then it was 20-odd years until we next got back to Wembley. So you can't have that thing where you just think, not this time, but next time.
Yeah.
Nah, we need this mentality of now or never for me. Get it done.
This leads me on to a thought that I had today at work while I was working dead hard. So when I had 30 seconds to spare, I had a thought. And because I was thinking about the last few times we've been to Wembley off the top of my head, obviously 2 years ago we lost 2-0. The time before that was Man United in the FA Cup where we lost 2-0 again. Then in 98, the year before that was Arsenal where we lost 2-0 again.
Yep.
So we've lost 2-0 the last 3 times we've been to Wembley. So I was thinking, I couldn't remember the last time before then, probably not in our lifetime. I can't remember when we last went to Wembley. That Arsenal game was probably the first Wembley Cup final in our lifetime. So I was thinking, who was the last Newcastle player to score a goal in a Wembley Cup final?
Rob Lee. But it was a semi-final, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You just
In
said
a final.
I thought you meant just at Wembley.
So I went back through the archives to actually find the answer here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so each of the last finals. So FA Cup 99 lost 2-0. 98 lost 2-0. Before that in the FA Cup, we lost 3-0 to Liverpool in 1974.
Right.
Then our last Wembley Cup final win was the FA Cup in 1955, 3-1 against Man City. But that wasn't our last goal. We played in the Charity Shield against Man United in 1997 and lost 4-0. We played Chelsea in 1956 and lost 3-0. So our last goal was in this cup, the Carabao, the League Cup, the EFL Cup, whatever you want to call it. So obviously 2023, lost 2-0. So our last goal was in a 2-1 defeat to Man City in 1976. It was an equalising goal in the first half. City went 1-0 up, and Alan Gowland equalised.
Alan Gowland.
In 1976, assisted by Malcolm McDonald.
Super Mark Bingham would be on the channel a few times.
So 1976 in a Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City was the last goal we scored at Wembley.
Wow.
In a final.
Alan Gowland.
Yeah.
Alan Gowland.
That's why I was thinking, it's like, who's going to be the next? Who's going to score our next goal in a Wembley Cup final?
This is what True Geordie was saying the other day. I seen his video, and he was saying it'd be nice to just see a bastard goal.
That's literally what I was thinking. Yeah.
And I told a few people like Andy from Free Street, and I was saying he's the times he's been at Wembley, he's never even seen him score.
Yeah.
I haven't even been able to celebrate in the stadium. The only time with cheers when they fucking come out, 4 balls kicked. And obviously last time was brilliant. You know, waving the flags and everything. Still in the 90th minute, even though we're getting beat 2-0. But on the back of that, who's gonna score the goal? I've got a feeling it's gonna be so beautifully poetic, and it's gonna be Joe Linton.
That'd be nice.
That'd be very nice.
What a consolation for one.
No, take the lead and then give me 4. No, I think obviously the main one you'd think be Isaac, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Please do what you did at St James and just smash one in from 25 yards.
I reckon he can. I think he's got Van Dijk's number.
He has, as long as he's fit.
I was going to say he didn't play it against
Sharp at all.
He didn't play at Anfield. Yeah, he hasn't been shot for the last couple of games. But I think when fit, like he was in December and on that really good run, I think that was about the start of the good run. He was like a couple of games into his scoring run at that point. But yeah, that goal he scored, I think he's completely got Van Dijk's number. And if he's obviously going to play, but if he's fit, if he's sharp, then I reckon we've got a really good chance. I
don't know. I think obviously Isaac's a standout one. I could see maybe Tonali did obviously score important goals in the quarters against Brentford. Barnes, could he cut in and get a one?
Shaw set piece like the third one at St James's.
Shaw set piece, obviously Shaw scored in the last cup game against Brighton in the FA Cup, got disallowed. That was quite harsh. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just to see us score it with me,
I don't give a shit who it is.
Own goal off Van Dijk. Own goal off Van Dijk would be absolutely beautiful. Kwanzaa, if he comes in for Trent, or if he doesn't make it or something. It's quite outrageous our record at Wembley, isn't it? That's so bad.
Yeah.
That is so bad.
Yeah, because there's been a few in there, like 97 Charity Shield, 98 FA Cup, 99 FA Cup, 2023 Carabao Cup. We've been there. We just can't score a fucking goal.
Been there quite a few times. Can't score a goal.
Even my last goal wasn't even in a win. We got beat 2-1.
Even when we played Spurs when it was their ground for a bit, I don't think we scored either, did we?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you and Archie watched that game in Shearers, and it was 3-out or something, was it? 2-out?
Something like that. I remember Dubravka had a bit of a howl. I think Son scored off the edge of the box, and Dubravka just didn't deal with it, and it went.
I remember that Italian fullback came on for 2 minutes.
Baresca? Is that it?
I don't remember his name.
Antonio.
Barreca?
Antonio Barreca?
Something like that.
Fuck that. That was his only game, wasn't it?
Bazooka? Veruca? Something like that. Murphy will hit the ball, I just know it.
Most likely.
Most likely. There we go, there's Michael. I got them cans, Matty, thanks. Roll on Sunday. Big thanks to Anarchy Brew. Great. Well done to Michael. Shout out Anarchy for sorting the beers out, the League Cup final edition war beers to Michael there. And stay tuned, we'll have some more giveaways coming soon on the podcast with Anarchy Brewery. Bruno in the 85th minute to win it. Imagine the scenes, lads. That's going to be scary.
That would be really, really nice.
Shaw Screamer. Yeah. Let's hope we can beat the bloody curse. You seen everyone talking about curses? Curses at Wembley, curses at St James's, we're all cursed.
I know, but the curses, man. It's all right. Everyone knows about these curses.
Curses are real. Hopefully we can get rid of that curse on Sunday.
Hopefully. Got to, man. Right. Like I said, it's going to be a hard game. So, yeah, got Trent potentially injured.
I was going to say that was the next point.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game last night?
Bits of it. Yeah, I was in and out of it, but yeah, it was a very game, to be fair.
It was a really good first half. Second half was a bit more stagnant, but I thought PSG were outstanding in that first half.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they should have been 3-0 up.
Yeah.
There's a couple of heavy touches in the box by like that Barcola and that, and Alisson made the odd save, but they were just rapid, man, lightning. But they showed how to do it. But I know you can't really compare Dan Burn and the Nuno Mendes and their defence and Marquinhos and that, that's sensational. But the way they were doing it, just playing through the middle, playing straight through Liverpool's middle, catching them out, hitting them on the counter there with the pace of Dembele and that, and they were just that Kvaratskhelia as well. He is unreal. What a joy to watch he is.
Yeah.
He's like an old school winger to watch where he's so fluid. And it's just, it was honestly, I really, really enjoyed watching Paris Saint-Germain.
I remember we were linked to him a couple of years ago, weren't we? But a lot of money.
I just really enjoyed watching them play. To be fair, like that Dembele has scored a goal every like 54 minutes this season. It's crazy that like
Dan Burn pocketed him at St James's.
Against Big Daniel Giddy. But PSG. Well, class Liverpool, not so much, and this is what we're going to talk about. Obviously, their drop in form. Because let's focus on tonight first, and we'll talk about the last couple of Premier League games. Last night, Chelsea in the Champions League. They just weren't really on it. They never, you know what it is? Anfield and the lights, it's meant to be the famous "You'll Never Walk Alone" the Champions League anthem and all that. And they just never really responded to it. They never really got going for me. I mean, they did have the odd chance and stuff, but they never did anywhere near the amount of damage I thought they would try and cause PSG. And they looked knackered by the end of
it. Yeah, they were a bit fatigued, like, weren't they? Like, especially after going like a 1-0 lead. I know it's not a loss, like when there's like a 2-game, when it's like a 2-legged
lead they didn't deserve. No?
Yeah, when it's like a 2-legged game, like 1-0 doesn't really mean now. Yeah, it's nice to have that advantage, especially away, wasn't it? So you go home and you get it was home last night, wasn't it? Anfield
was home. Anfield last night. Yeah.
So yeah, you get the 1-0 advantage in Paris. You bring that to Anfield, like you say, famous European stadium, like with the flags and like the cup end, like proper historic European ground, and yeah, just didn't really grab it. Like, that's your game for the taking there, really. Like, your home turf, you've got the 1-goal advantage, make it count. And like, yeah, they were just a bit stagnant, really, weren't they? But I like PSG doing well. Dembele had a really good game. I'd say a few of them had good games. So, well, sucks to be you.
Salah looked bad again, to be honest. Last couple of games, he's been off it for me. Like, and mention it there, that 120 minutes of high intensity football, going to pens, the emotion of getting knocked out on pens. Salah was crying at the end. Darwin Núñez, Curtis Jones missing pens. That's got to be a benefit in Newcastle, man, hasn't it? It's got to be a big plus. Them extra time and pens.
Oh yeah. I think extra, obviously, like the extra minutes in the legs. Like they already look tired. Yeah, it's great that they had to go to extra time, an extra 30 minutes, and the disappointment of losing on penalties, like the extra added pressure and stuff, like mentally would have had a big part on them. So yeah, absolutely a bonus to us. And like I say, Trent's now a doubt, and someone else went off as well, didn't they? Konate went off. So I don't know what the extent of his injury.
It looked like fatigue, again. That's a major thing now. Slot came out after and said Trent's likely to miss the game. Konate will have to wait and see. But even if he does play, it's going to be like a bit of a scenario we've had many times where we bring players back maybe too soon. They're still feeling it. They're still slowing down. Get easy on Konate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Get pace on them.
Yeah, but I was saying, he was fatigued as well. He had to go off on Monday night.
He's been off the last couple of times. That's the worry there, for us. But he's yes, we know he's got blistering pace, but we're seeing with the strike that he had against Liverpool at St James's in the 3-3. You don't need much
just
exact energy to do that in a way. I dip the shoulder, get your shot off, bang, hopefully back to the net. But it's obviously a plus for Newcastle because Trent, one of the best right backs in the world. Whether you criticise his defending or not at times, he's still brilliant on the ball.
As a player, brilliant forward, his delivery and everything. They're saying now there's people behind the scenes at Liverpool saying that was his last game for them because he's not going to come back. Really?
For the season? He might be, and he's obviously going to be, or maybe the last Champions League game at least, and he's going to be off to Real Madrid in the summer. And then again, there was question marks over Van Dijk last night, and he was biting back at a reporter who said, like, I've heard you're not saying the contract and all that, and he said, anyone who's saying that is talking lies. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. There's 10 games left of the season. We're just focusing on that. So everything's up in the air a bit at Liverpool.
It is, to be fair, like, innit?
And they have got a lot of players plus 30 in the squad, and they do look like their season's catching up with them now. They've been on a great run of form, fair play to them, getting the job done, 15 points clear in the league. What they did, try and rest players in the FA Cup, knocked out against Plymouth.
Nice.
They did play last night, full of strength, 120 minutes, pens, knocked out of PSG.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be, well, this is the thing, right? Because a lot of people in the comments on social media are one with the other. So what we are UK, where they've been knocked out last night, they're rather down and out, confidence is shattered, knackered, and we can take advantage of that. Or they're either motivated now,
See it as a bit of
hungry for the cup, all eyes on the Carabao for them because the league's wrapped up.
Yeah.
They don't have to think about Champions League now. Who we got next to Real Madrid? Or everything's on the Carabao Cup now because they could probably lose nearly 70% of the games. Really,
yeah. They're not
Arsenal's not catching them, are they?
Nah, they're not going to throw the league.
Arsenal's not going to win every game, so they could probably afford to lose every game. To be honest,
Yeah.
there and thereabouts. So,
I mean, yeah.
Are you thinking they're going to come out with a vengeance on Sunday? Or are you going to think they're going to come out tired and low on confidence?
It's an interesting question and an interesting way to look at it as well. Because I didn't even really think of that, to be fair. Because like in my mind, I just thought they were probably going to win the Champions League this season. Like I know, like they had a big test against PSG. If they could have gotten through that, then I would have fancied them. Obviously, they're going to win the Premier League. There's no way in hell they're going to get rid of that now. So I thought they would have prioritized just getting over the line in the league, just getting that wrapped up as soon as possible and focusing on the Champions League. But now you mention it, now they've been eliminated. So obviously you're going to want to win cups. The FA Cup's already out of the question now. So they're in a final. They've only got one game left. They might as well just try and see it through because this is probably their last big game of the season.
It is.
Yeah, because like I said, 10 games left in the Premier League. You're not 16 points ahead now. Like that,
15,
they're not
16.
They're not going to throw that away. So this is their last big game of the season, the last big opportunity to win something, like other than the Premier League, obviously. So they've had the disappointment of losing the Champions League. So now it's like, right, let's kind of take what anger out on this. Like we've been disappointed on Tuesday night. Let's make up for that. Let's go at Newcastle and just win a trophy. Like then. Once we won the trophy, that's pretty much our season done. Just see out these next 10 Premier League games, get over the line, win the cup, and then Bob's your uncle.
Surely we're going to be more motivated. We'll have to be more motivated than Liverpool.
Yeah.
I know they've just been knocked out, and now,
Yeah.
but they're going to win the Premier League this season. They won the Carabao Cup last year.
Yeah.
We haven't won a domestic trophy in 70 years.
You would like to think
Surely
the hunger's
we've
with
got to be
us.
up for it more,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. So, and I think teams like Liverpool and Man United's and Man City's and stuff, they're used to winning things. So, with Newcastle, that's why we got so excited 2 years ago. And we're still really excited now that we're at Wembley, we're in a final, we've got an opportunity to win something. To them, it's probably just another game.
Aye, will be.
Yeah, it's just another game. It's another Wembley game. Whoop de fucking do. We're going to win the Premier League. This is another opportunity to tick another medal into our history books. No big deal. But for us, it's a really big deal. To them, it's just another game. It's nice to win a cup and add that extra medal to our collection. But to us, it has to mean more. It's got to mean the world more to Newcastle than it has to Liverpool. And a lot of people take the piss out of the Carabao Cup. It's not a serious competition. It's not a big trophy, fizzy pop cup, whatever. People only say that when you lose it.
Aye. Aye.
But to us, it's a big deal. To Liverpool, they could lose this game and not really care.
No.
Premier League's much bigger. I'd rather win the Premier League than the Carabao Cup. So it's not a big deal, win or lose to Liverpool. Yeah, obviously winning's nice and having that extra medal. You lose, so fuck. We're going to win the Premier League. So, but yeah, to us, it's everything. It's massive to us. We've got to take it more seriously and really give them a go. Like I said, at Anfield a couple of weeks ago, sitting back and not really getting at them. Them big games like Man United in the Cup a couple of years ago when we go to the Etihad, we don't really pull it out. We've kind of got that small club mentality where we're a bit afraid to attack people. This is the one game you cannot be afraid.
No.
You cannot let Liverpool attack you. We need to make this game ours. Let them play our game, not the other way around. We need to get at them. If the counter and we get pumped 3-0, so what? At least we can say we went for it instead of sitting back and losing 1-0.
Lose 2-0 like they always do.
No, literally. Go for it, try and get a goal. Make the fans proud, those that have paid good money for a ticket and those watching it at home and around the world. Go for it, man. Try and get something out of it.
I was going to say, I don't know how to word it, but it's like when we are in that stadium, it is going to be so important to come away with a feeling of progressing for me, and not just in the winning sense. Not just obviously if you win the trophy, that's
Yeah.
progression, but performance wise. Because at St James, what wound me up when I went the Etihad a few weeks ago and we got pumped 4-0 by an average Man City side this season. And yes, it was the January signs that did a treat Marmouche and the midfielder Nico Gonzalez. They were the difference makers.
Yeah.
They were the £200 million that they could go and spend to do that. But again, I just felt like we crapped ourselves when we got there.
Oh yeah,
And
we
I
did
don't
that.
want
Yeah,
ourselves
we did that.
crapping it and bottling it
Yeah.
at Wembley like we've done against Man U 2 years ago,
Yeah.
just freezing. Just the occasion getting the better. You don't let the occasion get the better. And that's where
Yeah.
I'm praying we're learning from 2 years ago. But again, because sometimes when you're in that tunnel and it's not St James's, because we've shown we can do it at St James's.
No.
Liverpool 3-3 a few months ago and we should have won.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Arsenal over two legs,
Pretty much
4-0.
beat everyone at home this season.
I love how we went the Emirates and won 2-0. That's a big game change. That's a big shift. But apart from that, like you said, we'll never go to the Etihad or Anfield and get a result. And never normally Emirates. It had been about 15 years or something since we got a result there until this year. So I don't want us being in that dugout before the game, walking onto the pitch and them looking at your Salahs and your Van Dijks and your Allisons and just being like, ooh, man, I'm scared. You know what I mean? There's big world-class players. No. Play your game. Honestly, I'm on Saturday Social, so have a look at that on Sky Sports on Saturday, the live show in the studios. Looking forward to that one where I'm going to be doing a combine 11 with a Liverpool content creator. So that's going to be interesting. I had to sign mine across, and obviously no spoilers, but I did include a lot of Newcastle players in that. Because I do believe a lot of Newcastle players can get in that Liverpool team. Obviously, you know the clear ones are going to be in there, your Salah, Allisons and stuff like I mentioned. But Newcastle do have a lot of good players that could get into that team and a lot of players that can hurt Liverpool on Sunday.
Yeah, of course they have, yeah.
So we need to just not play the occasion, not let Wembley get the better of us. And like you said, maybe not 3-0, but if we lost 3-2, and you're going out and be like, fair enough. Now, I mean, Salah scored and, you know, we gave it a good go. But I can't be leaving Wembley like I was 2 years ago, 2-0 down, and just didn't throw a punch.
No,
didn't land a punch.
We're scared. I do think it was the Pope and Carrier situation. I think that really hit us where it hurt. And like, not even like having like Dubravka. I'm sure we're even like considering was Caldwell not on loan like Hull or something? We're considering recalling him. Like how where like. First cup final in like 25 years, and we're considering fucking recalling a lone goalkeeper because we haven't got our top two. It was just mental. Like we're just, I think that mentally really affected us. Like I think if Pope was there, like I think we would have had a lot more backing behind her. I think I would like mentally would have been a lot more focused and a lot more like, right, let's get into them. But instead, we're like, oh, we've got a fucking fourth choice goalkeeper, so I'm probably going to concede like 9. Like,
Pope was actually really good back then as well.
Oh, yeah,
now it's a huge debate, which we're getting to soon about.
He was clear number 1. Yeah.
But he's actually in really good form then before he was. So I thought that really crippled us. Like,
I think it really did. I think mentally it absolutely kicked us square in the bollocks.
And like you said earlier, you know, the lack of experience in finals. That yes, we had Trippier who's done it in La Liga and one or two others, but nobody really knows what it means to lift
Everyone
trophies.
was quite inexperienced at that time.
Still don't in a way. I mean, if you look at the team, yes, Trippier will come back in. I thought he was good again. To be fair, against West Ham the other night. You look around the other parts of the team who've won trophies. Tonali done it in Serie A. Isaac won the Copa del Rey at Sociedad. And then I don't think there's anybody else. Let us know in the chat, but I don't think there's anyone else. Livermento, Shaw, Byrne, Pope or Dubravka. Well, Dubravka, funny enough, got a Carabao medal 2 years ago. He knows exactly what I do.
Even like Bruno and Joe Linton, like they've won now.
Yeah. Jacob Murphy, Bonds. Bonds, did he win the FA Cup at Leicester maybe?
Yeah,
2020?
surely.
2019?
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Well, there we go. That's it. Honestly, those little things make a difference, man. If you've been in a winning dressing room and you've got your hands on silverware, it can make a big deal in them big games. Can't, because that's the thing that that Man U side was crap that we played 2 years ago.
Yeah, they weren't.
Guess what? That Casemiro who's won everything on Real Madrid. And I had Rashford who does turn up in big games and he has won trophies. So and Bruno Fernandes and that, you know, so they had these players that had been there, done it, and it wasn't a big deal for them where it was for us. But this year, let's hope we've learned our lesson 2 years ago and we can step up to the plate.
Yeah. Aye.
Really hope we can. Get your questions in, people, for the last 10, 20 minutes of the podcast. Any questions, any ideas, any opinions, drop them in the chat and we'll try and answer them. Keg, I want your predicted 11 for this game, because obviously you used to do this on the channel. You still put them out on socials. Who would you... Let's do both. Who would you pick, and what do you think Eddie Howe will pick?
It's quite a simple one, this, to be honest. I think with everything taken into context, what I think and what I think Eddie Howe will do are the same. And I think just because of the personnel available, I think it'll be an unchanged side.
From
West Ham.
Really?
Yeah. Bar Dubravka. I think Dubravka will start.
Wow.
And you'll have Trippier, Shaw, Burn, and Tino, because centre-back, that's all we've got. Full-backs, pretty much all we've got apart from Matt Target. Midfield 3 are Boss, so you cannot change them. Bruno, Tonali, Joelinton. And Isaac Murphy, Bonds.
So let's start off with the goalkeeper first. Then, so you think he will play Dubravka even though he's picked Pope the last couple of matches?
But it was just the last one, though, wasn't it?
Well, it was
just West Ham.
It was Forest, and then the cup he played Dubravka, and then he played.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think if he's smart, I think he plays Dubravka. I think Dubravka's earned it. I think he's been a lot better in recent weeks and months. Like,
you think that would have been part of the contract negotiations, wouldn't it?
You would.
Don't go to Saudi. Going to play in the final.
Yeah,
not a chance. You deserved it.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a flip of the coin. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Pope starts, to be honest with you. But I think if it was me, I'd go Dubravka. I think he's earned it. I think he's completely earned it.
I think it has to be Dubravka. Pope, for me, hasn't looked very comfortable.
Yeah.
He hasn't had enough games.
In the last year or so, I think he's been really shaky. He has. Not very steady.
You can't have a goalkeeper that's scared to dive.
I know.
Like having a pilot that's scared to fly.
Get a height.
To go off the runway. Oh, fuck this line. That's what Pope's like when he sees a shot coming. I'm going to dive. Actually, no, I'm not going to dive because I hurt my shoulder.
Might hit my shoulder.
Yeah, hit your shoulder again. He's got the fear in him now. Like, he's got the fear in him. So Dubravka is obviously a lot better with his feet. He's got that experience taking the mick, but he did win the medal a couple of years ago, even if he didn't play. I don't think he played, did he?
No, he was with us. He was back, wasn't he? It was only until January.
No, when he was in my news team and they won the Carabao.
No, he wasn't. He was back in January.
Was he?
Yeah. He was just cup tied. That's why he couldn't play. He was cup tied. He wasn't with Man United.
I thought there was he got a medal, man. He
got the medal, yeah, because he played a part earlier on. He played in the first 2 games or something.
All right.
But he was recalled by then.
So he was at our training ground and everything.
Yeah, he was a Newcastle player. He just obviously was cup tied. So
I thought he was still with them.
No, he was back at Newcastle by February.
Mad. But Dubravka did, really step up the last few months. We stopped him from having that move to Saudi. So he does warrant his place.
I think, yeah, 100%.
I don't like... Pope looks a bit, like we say, scared to do stuff now, low on confidence. It's not what you need when you've got the likes of, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Diaz, Gakpo, Salah coming at you.
They're deep, like, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've got deep. They are indeed. So, yeah, I agree. I think you should go with Dubravka, but picking Pope recently would... I don't know, does it suggest because it's just a keeper, then you could just be keeping Dubravka fresh? It's really 50-50.
Yeah, it is a hard one. I think that's the hardest one of the 11, to be honest.
Aye. Right then, so you see in the midfield, the defence picks itself, which it does really, apart from...
Left back's the only questionable one for me.
So what, with Target coming in instead, or...
Well, that's why I wouldn't do it. You can't put Burn there because I'm going to that centre-back.
No. Crafty Craft would be the only option. Then you have to move Shaw, wouldn't you? One of them.
Yeah, nah. So that's why I wouldn't change it. Like, I think Tino's your best option against Salah. I think he's
definitely.
I think he's younger, more agile, more athletic. He's not the quickest, but he's got a bit of pace about him. He can keep up. I think Lewis Hall, the job that he done at Anfield a few weeks ago was just superb.
I know.
But so yeah, for me, I think the only one that could replicate that, unless you swap him and Trippier, you could do that. Maybe put Trippier on the left and Tino on the right. 6-2-3.
Yeah, don't
regardless.
I think
the personnel picks itself, whichever way around you put it. Yeah,
I think it's not actually like a massive. It is because of how good Hall's been, but I think the replacement, whether it is Tino or Trips, is good because Salah likes to cut inside. Yeah. That's then on their favoured right foot. Yeah. If it is Tino or Trippier, so I think they can do a good job of marshalling him. Really.
I think the benefit of putting Trippier out there maybe is something that I think Keith Downey alluded to during the West Ham game. I seen him tweet about Tino's left foot. he's not overly confident, like whipping a ball in first time. Like sometimes
he's definitely not.
Sometimes he needs to like cut back, whereas I think Trippier's a bit more confident, two-footed.
Aye, you will always see him use his right, like when he did so well at PSG away last year, it was all just a dart and run this way.
Yeah, he was coming right.
It's like, I don't want to go that way, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I think Trippier's a bit more assured with his left.
I think so, but the main talking point really is obviously the Anthony Gordon situation. So you're saying there, like for like, Harvey Barnes, like we've seen on Monday, a lot of people are suggesting you should have Joe Linton out there.
I can say
help
that.
with the tracking back, which is obviously could be vital.
I can say that, but are you going to start Willock?
I'd say Willock's been bad for a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wouldn't be mad at Miley.
I wouldn't.
I think out of any of our midfielders, bar Joe Linton, Bruno, and Tonali, I'd be happier with Miley. But I think getting inside of Eddie Howe's head, I don't think he would do that. I think it's maybe a bit too early for him. It's a bit of pressure on his young shoulders. Whereas at least like Harvey Barnes, like say, he's been there. He's won an FA Cup. So that experience would bode well for someone who's been there, done it, lifted a trophy, got a medal, celebrated in the dressing room and things like that. So yeah, I think it's a bit too early for Miley. Don't trust Willock at the minute.
Nah, I agree.
But yeah, I do like the idea of having Joe Linton out on the left.
Same.
With these like bullying. Like if it's Connor Bradley or Jarell Kwanzaa.
I think Bradley's injured as well. I think it'll be Kwanzaa.
Is he out as well, is he?
I would have thought Bradley would have came on last night if he was there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is Brad? I don't know.
I don't know.
I just thought he would have because he looked really good when he came in, didn't he?
Yeah, I like Connor Bradley. I think he's really good.
I think we'll get if it's Kwanzaa, we can get a Kwanzaa.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's.
We should have at St James's because he started out right back at St James's, and I thought he was shit.
He is. I think
but
he is.
we didn't get it. I was like, can we please fucking get it this lad? Yeah.
He looks better going forward. He had a couple of headers that nearly went in last night. I think defensively, he's a massive weakling, especially alongside a half fit Canati maybe in a Van Dijk that Isak has his number.
Yeah.
That's where we can really have some joy. And Robertson, who's having a really bad season there on about saying the left back in the summer. So
I wouldn't be mad at Joe Linton on the left, but it's just more who would you replace him with in centre mid is my issue. So that's why I would keep Joey in the middle with Bruno and with the experience of Harvey Barnes out on the left as preferred to Miley or Willock.
Bradley definitely out there. Says someone in the chat. He must be because he would have came on.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, Bradley's injured. Yeah, I thought so. People are saying here, what about Isak out wide and Callum Wilson down the middle? No, not feeling that. I think Wilson might have to come on for Isak because
maybe
the way Isak's fitness has been.
I think just the way
he's came off in every game lately, hasn't he?
But Isak's just phenomenal up front. Like I know he can't play on the left and he's very, very good at it, but in the world, he's one of the best up front at the minute.
We need him on the centre back.
He's one of the best number 9s. Yeah, you
need him on the centre back.
As we said before, I think he's got Van Dijk's number.
Yeah.
Why would you play him out wide?
Yeah, you see what he did at St James's. That's the exact moment we need to replicate at Wembley, especially if he hasn't got his blistering pace because he's struggling with fatigue. Just get him on the ball in and around the box. Yeah. Try and pop a shot off.
And does anyone really trust Callum Wilson at the minute to start the game?
He's came back from fitness. I haven't seen him do anything. I'd love him to be the one.
Scored against Birmingham.
Absolutely love him to be the one to score at Wembley, to score the winner. We're talking about it earlier, who could score. There'd be no better. He's been here through the absolute pits, the dark times.
He was signed by Brucey.
You know what I mean? So he deserves it as well. It would be mint to see the number 9 score, but just on the back of since he's came back from his injury, he just hasn't shown much to me at all, to be honest. But he could be important for Isak's fitness issues and a bit of rotation there. But another one who I think has to bounce back is Jacob Murphy on the right, because obviously he had that. Yeah, he's had a great season until the last few weeks.
Yeah,
he's went really quiet again. He hasn't had assists.
But who would you replace him with?
Actually, did he have an assist against Brighton in the cup? Maybe. But obviously, he was really getting that partnership going with Isak.
Yeah,
and again, what a story that would be if he was the one to score at Wembley.
Yeah. Because he was a Rafa signing.
Exactly.
He went right through the Brucey days.
Struggled on loan spells. Championship.
Yeah, he was kept out of the team by Atsu.
Crazy. So yeah, it'd be nice to see Murphy come back to a bit of form in this one. Other people in the shout there, in the chat there, shouting for an Asula to come in. That's a big ask, isn't it? To come in on the right wing.
Do that.
big ass that leg in it.
He's barely started a game all season, but I hope him in the cup final.
Hey, I tell you what, unknown factor, the X factor. Do you know what I mean? That'll catch Baldy stop by surprise, won't it?
He'll be like, "Who's that?" Like,
didn't even know he existed.
What number is he wear? 18. He's like, "Who the fuck's that wearing number 18?"
I tell you what,
competitive.
NUFC 1892 KL has been a long-term video because he's dropped in the Kushti Carabao Sawneys. The Kushti Sawneys was a FIFA phrase from about 5 years ago.
Proper cushy Sony, huh?
So I like it. I like that indeed.
Mhm.
But there's your team then, Keg. You mentioned it, or what you think Eddie's going to do unchanged against West Ham.
Yeah, Bad Dubravka.
I think that's probably about right. That, to be honest, but I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Howe did opt for Nick Pope as well. Barnes got 2 trophies. See, so on there. Fair enough.
Has he?
Dubravka won the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Barnes will have a Community Shield.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
FA Cup and Community Shield.
So before we get into the score predictions, Keg, we've said with teams, we've said how Newcastle should probably play, so it kind of answers the questions in terms of being aggressive on the front foot and stuff. But how do Newcastle overcome Liverpool? Make sure we are the ones that are lifting the trophy on Sunday, barring the obvious answer of scoring more goals than them. In terms of where's the threat lie, what should the tactic be, and how do we make it happen?
I think the biggest thing is bollocks.
Big kahunas.
He's just got to have big hairy bollocks.
Big hairy bollocks.
Just like I say,
who do you think's got the biggest, hairiest bollocks in the Newcastle team?
Ooh, it's an interesting question.
I think it's Dan Burn.
Possibly, definitely biggest, definitely hairiest. But like I said before, go at them. Don't be afraid. Don't let this be a game where you think, "Ooh, it's kind of big occasion." This isn't it? Yes, it is. Like
just a little bit.
We've been waiting for this since the takeover. We had an opportunity 2 years ago. That opportunity got the better of us. As I said before, don't let this be a repeat of Man United, where we're coming to it and thinking, "Oh well, we're missing Gordon, we're missing Hall. So what?"
No, doesn't matter. The players that are coming in are good enough for me.
We're not
Tino and Barnes are good enough.
Yeah, we're not going to Anfield. We're not going to the Etihad. We've got about 30,000 Geordies. Everyone's got a scarf. We're gonna have the flag.
Actually, I mentioned that. Newcastle, if you haven't seen it, have announced today that they are going to be placing a scarf on every seat at Wembley for the Toon fans in coordination with Seller. There'll be limited edition black and white scarf on your seat at Wembley. So that's a great touch by the club. And shout out Seller for that one. Create a bit of atmosphere.
Right, absolutely. But that's the point. Like, it's not like 2,000 people in a away end. It's like 30,000 people taking up, I was going to say half the stadium. It's probably about a third because of corporate.
No, absolutely.
But it's even so, third of the stadium, 30,000 Geordies, gone mad, flags and scarves, voices in full passion. Like, we've got to get into them. We've just got to get stuck in. Tactically, I mean, that's it. I was going to try and think of a specific tactic, but that's it. Get at them. Kind of carbon copy what PSG did. Watch that. Get everyone to watch the film. If people didn't watch it, go back, watch that game, dissect it bit by bit, play by play, see how PSG approached the game, and like I say, go down the middle. If that's where they're vulnerable, go and do the middle. But yeah, we'll kind of just sit back and just let the occasion get the better of us. Automatically, we're going to lose that game from minute one if we do that.
Oh, well, if we let them be the big team, show them too much respect, have the time on the ball. They'll make it their own, and the quality will just pick you off. I don't think they'll have loads of energy. I don't think they'll be flying like we might be worried about. But it could be that classic bloody 2-0 that we seem to get beaten because you could just see that. You could see them getting a goal, sitting back. We'd have to force players up, and then they catch you, and it finishes 2-0.
They're the experienced team. They're the team that's won things. They've been to Wembley a million times. They know what it's about. They know how to get trophies over the line. So like we've got to just be hungrier. Like, not even necessarily better than them. We've just got to want it more. And like we can play shit. We can be the second best team and scrape a 1-0 win.
Please. Yeah. Don't care, please. You mentioned their record at Wembley is obviously a lot different hours. I think they call it bloody Anfield South. Something definitely that. You know what I mean? And Chelsea fans, obviously,
home game to them.
Chelsea fans who aren't too far from Wembley themselves in London are saying last year that Liverpool made it like Anfield. They said they made Wembley like Anfield. So we need to do that on Sunday and make Wembley like St James's Park. Make sure they don't have the upper hand. They don't control the game. Make Wembley black and white once again. And please score a bastard goal. And please,
at the very least, just score a goal.
Please let me celebrate a goal at least when we're still in the tie and give away a good, solid chance of winning this trophy. Yes, we know we're the underdogs. Yes, we know Liverpool are the better side. Stranger things have happened in cup finals. Birmingham have won a cup final at Wembley. Wigan beat Man City. There's plenty of...
Did Swansea beat Bradford City.
There you go. I wish we were
Like
playing pretty bad
2011
on
or something,
Sunday.
yeah.
Good. Not be typical Newcastle loser final though. Do you know when you were saying,
Yeah.
at least we'll earn this. You know, if Newcastle were playing at Bradford, for example, then, and we were the clear favourites, would
We'd
everyone
probably lose 1-0.
I would probably lose 1-0 to a fucking own goal or a dodgy pen. I tell you what, that's what I really, really do want this game to rest on Sunday is what pens or VAR and referees.
Oh, yeah.
Remember how crap it was at St James's against Liverpool, that 3-3. We're on the break.
Oh, the final whistle.
And he just blows it
He's
with
checking
nearly
the-
one-on-one. Isaac's cutting through. None of that. Even stuff early on, there was some dodgy decisions throughout that game, and we missed some chances and that. And remember Isaac's debut at Anfield where it was like that offside goal that was like really
robbed.
tight.
Yeah, offside goal, perfectly illegal. And they had scored a goal about 49 minutes after the final whistle should have blown.
Aye.
Piss take.
So we can't have any of that. I don't want to. I'll happily hold my hands up. If we come out of that game, we've been beat 2-1, 3-2. We gave it a go, and you're beaten by the better side.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely,
All I want is just us to play our game and go for it, and then
Give it a
I'll
good
be
shot.
proud.
Yeah.
Just don't bottle it. Don't freeze. Don't get beat fucking 2-0.
Yeah. Don't let it rest on refereeing decisions. If we get bumped, that will be the worst part about it. It's like I can handle a defeat, but if the referees fuck over as they love to do, that's just. It's just going to frustrate with forever.
Right.
Like, it's just something that we'll always talk about. Like, I remember when we went to the final and Van Dijk scored a goal that was like 3 yards offside.
Well, you can see that. But I tell you what, before we do with scores, I will say that Newcastle's dressing room will be buzzing after that 1-0 win against West Ham. Well, you can see how happy all the players were. We'll be bouncing into this game all week now at the Benton base. The lads will be laughing and joking and looking forward to it. Whereas at Liverpool, surely everyone down there in Liverpool after the result last night at Anfield will be down and out. Salah was crying last night. They're all devastated. Trent's injured. It's a chance for us, man.
It is.
You know, we've got to take it. We have to take it, and I think we will take it.
Bloody well hope so.
I think we will take it. Maybe I'm being deluded and over optimistic as usual, but I did sit on this podcast for UK at the start of the season, pre-season predictions, and said this would be our year. Said it to Big Al as well, Shearer, in the interview I did with him when I asked him, we'll win a trophy this year, and he said, I bloody hope so. I said, I think we will. Although, in that pre-season predictions podcast, I looked back at it the day, because I thought I did say the Carabao, but I said that would win the FA Cup and would get knocked out in the semis of the Carabao. I was kind of close on that one, not far off. And weirdly enough, right, I did actually say it would be a Arsenal Spurs final in the Carabao. Which would have been the case if it was us and Liverpool, and it was flipped. The losers would have met. So I will stick to that. I will stick to the fact of saying this is our year. We will win a trophy. I think we'll learn our lessons from 2 years ago, and we'll go into it with a bit more experience, a lot more determination and motivation, and a bit more know-how. And this week's went a lot better for Newcastle. Yeah. Yes, we've got a couple of injuries. Yes, we've got Gordon suspension. Liverpool might have an injury or two now. They've been knocked out of the Champions League. I think the stars aren't necessarily aligning, but it's definitely an opportunity. Definitely an opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm going to back Newcastle United 2, Liverpool 1.
You know what it is? I was thinking the same thing. Optimistically, me optimistic head was putting a 2-1 scoreline there. Like, truthfully, with me heart, I genuinely don't know. Like, I'm trying not to be too biased or lead with me head too much, so my heart is pumping and just doesn't know what's going on. Me head's saying, aye, we can do it. 2-1. We can, get at them. Can we score 2? We can score 2 goals because we scored 3 at Anfield. At St James's.
Right.
Like, if we shut up shop, we play really well defensively, we get at them, we don't be little bitches about it, and we attack. Yeah, there's a couple of goals in there. I said they haven't got Trent. Van Dijk can be got at if Isaac's fit. So, why not, man? Go get it.
I hope we do go and get it. I was just scrolling to see Peter's crack there. Got another 2-1 in the chat. 3-1 tune says Ian.
Get up.
I like it. I hope you're right. Imagine if we did just come out flying out the blocks.
4-0.
Like we're saying, early goal, 2-0 up at half time or something. Liverpool pull one back and we get a third. Oh, imagine, man.
Absolutely.
I really just hope we are celebrating at Wembley, at least a goal and then at least a good performance. But if we are there, I can't even comprehend what it would be like seeing us lift the trophy. Apart from seeing it on FIFA, I just can't visualize it.
It feels like it's never just going to happen.
And there is a part of you
it's
that
like,
thinks
obviously,
that
we've never seen it in our lifetime, and even some of our dads haven't seen it in our lifetimes. Like, when was it? 69? Like
69 first cup, 55 FA
like,
Cup.
it just feels destined that it's just never going to happen. So just to say it will just feel like a FIFA moment. It's like, Hill's got FIFA on the screen.
It will be later.
It will just be so like unnatural. It'll just be so weird.
It is unrealistic, isn't it?
This shouldn't happen. Newcastle aren't meant to win cups.
And then obviously what it would be like, not only down Wembley itself, around Wembley Way, and then King's Cross and everywhere else across London where the Geordies will be gathering.
Yeah.
Back in the Toon as well. There's a fan zone here at Anarchy Brew. There's fan zones all around Toon. Even if you want to watch it in pubs, like Fleet Street will have it on. Everywhere you're local, in the house, your garden, wherever you're watching it, it's going to be berserk, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we manage to... The scenes, I'm scared. To be honest, scared. What it would be like.
I've always thought that
It's gonna be outrageous.
I've always thought, like, obviously for the however long that I've been thinking about Newcastle winning the cup, I've always thought like Newcastle will be a dangerous place. Like the Northumbria police are gonna have a fucking riot on their hands, like especially if it was like a Premier League or something like that. But any cup, any first cup that we win, this city will be burning to the ground. Like, it's just gonna go absolutely berserk. It's gonna be mint, but chaos.
Proper Last of Us.
Like,
30 days later.
It'd be great to get involved with it, but you're better off just going home, locking your doors, keep your family safe.
In 5 years since COVID, like, it would be another lockdown if Newcastle win this cup. Like, it'd be absolutely mental. I'm sick of this though, like getting close. If we don't win it, England twice now.
Yeah,
final. There'll be Newcastle 2 finals.
I keep forgetting that I've lived through 2 England Cup finals. That was another thing that I never ever
You
thought
never
that
forget
I would get to.
I mean, you never remember losing. I mean, you just
It's obviously 66 being the last one, growing up through to 2021 was the first one that we got to see. Like up until that point, I just thought Newcastle and England just aren't ever going to win a cup. Like, it was just not meant to happen. Unfortunately, we're just them teams that'll just never ever win now.
An early man.
I'll die an old man, and we'll still never have won now. So.
And then it's the hope that kills
it. Really is.
You think, actually, a deal,
bringing it up.
And that's the thing, when you get to a final, you kind of just presume that you're going to win it in a way because you're that close.
You do get a little bit too. Like,
look at this week. Like I'm saying, like all I've heard for weeks is like, I got fucking 8 chance because Liverpool, Matty. I was out and about the day, and then everyone's saying,
we're gonna win this,
it's just mad, isn't it? It's just mad, but
it's great.
I really pray that we can do the job. Listen, I'm buzzing for the weekend. I'll be hosting Box Park Wembley for the fans on Sunday. That's going to be class. We'll be at Covent Garden on the Saturday while the Toon fans are gathering. That'll be amazing. And then on the Friday night as well, wherever we end up, it's going to be a right old laugh, a right old party, but hopefully the main party begins Sunday night after full time.
Yeah.
We're not drowning with sorrows again like 2 years ago. Yeah. We're not going to be. I'm positive. I'm going to see if we get the job done.
Job done?
Job done. Shout out Brent, lastly. He says, yes, boys, it's my birthday. Can I get a shout out? Of course, can, Brent. Happy birthday, mate. And cheers for being a member. Big up yourself. Hope you have a great day.
For you, Brent.
And hopefully you get the best present of all, a trophy. Late birthday present for you on the weekend. Right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone, for tuning into the Magpie Channel Podcast Live. Or if you've listened back on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Big up Anarchy Brewery as always. Enjoy yourself.